going to Kansas City. If I come, I come, I come, I come. I'm going to Kansas City. If I come.
NBA Finals going on, Boston Celtics, Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry started on game one to put out a performance that perhaps was going to be legendary. He cooled off in the second half, and Boston took over. But it made me think, what are the best top 5 single game finals performances? Now, we're not talking about over the course of the finals. We're talking about one game, top 5 finals performances. So I think I'm going first this week. So number 1.
Why don't you start with number 5?
Oh, yeah, number 5. I have Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Milwaukee Bucks. Played last year, 2021, against the Phoenix Suns. It was game 6. It was a closeout game for the Milwaukee Bucks. And Giannis, Greek freak, he went off. I mean, he said, I'm going to win this. The Bucks will win this series. Not only will we win the series, not only will we win the game, we're winning the series. So Giannis put up 50 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 blocks in a closeout victory. I have that as number 5. And I know there's some other great ones out there.
There's a lot of them.
And we're going to miss some.
We're going to miss a lot.
But I'm talking about the ones I like. The other one, this one, I remember watching it, and even though they did not win the game, it was still a great performance. 1988, the Detroit Pistons with the Los Angeles Lakers, Isaiah Thomas has a banged up ankle. He's hobbling all around, limping, trying to get around, and he's still balling. He's like, he did all that he could on a hurt ankle. I mean, you could see him, he's limping. And he put up 43 points, 25 in the third quarter.
And the Lakers weren't showing him any mercy.
Yeah, no. They were knocking him down. Yeah.
Trying to bang him up and hurt him even more.
And this was back in the day.
This is when you could
NBA,
bang.
Yeah, NBA was a little more physical than it is now. I mean, you could, they allowed you to touch a little more.
Yeah, they banged Isaiah up.
Yeah, and he still did his thing. So mad props to Isaiah for that performance. Number 3, 1997. Chicago Bulls against the Utah Jazz, Jordan. Everybody's saying he has food poison. You can clearly see that when they're having timeout, that he's hurting. At one point, Scottie Pippen is carrying him, helping him to walk.
Yeah, Scottie wouldn't do that today.
No. Even though, I mean, they were never really good friends, but he was sick, and so the announcers kept saying he has the flu. He has the flu. It actually turned out he had food poisoning. But he kept saying he's going to play, and he's going to play through
Michael
it.
Jordan.
38 points, plus the game winner.
Michael Jordan.
Food poison. Yeah, it's only a few folk can do something like that.
Of course, that's on my list too.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan are the two people that come to mind that with food poison. Yeah, I mean those two have willpower, had willpower. So that was number 3 on my list. Number 2. Allen Iverson, Los Angeles Lakers against the Philadelphia 76ers, Game 1, 2001 in Los Angeles, overtime. Allen Iverson, who pretty much had to do all of the scoring.
Yeah. There were no scorers on that team.
All of it. He had a good, solid team, but nobody could score except him. Yeah, rebounders, good defenders. Snow ran the point well. But in terms of scoring, Allen Iverson had to do it. He put up 48 points, overtime, and then that iconic move situation with Kansas City's own Tyronn Lue. Yeah. That step back. I mean, it was. I mean, Lakers played him hard, but Allen Iverson, he's one of the toughest, maybe the toughest, pound for pound that the NBA has ever seen. So that Game 1, 2001, number 1 performance of all time that I have, Magic Johnson, Game 6, 1980. Kareem went out. Kareem deserved the MVP. There's no question. And they were going to give him the MVP And it's disputed. It's disputed why it didn't happen. Was it CBS or the NBA? Because Kareem wasn't there because he was hurt. So I've heard that it was CBS that said, no, we need somebody there. We give it to Magic. I've also heard it was the NBA saying, no, we need to give it to someone who's here, Magic Johnson. But Magic Johnson had a great single game performance against the 76ers. He put up 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. He played every position. He was balling against Dr. J's 76ers.
Dr. J was balling too.
Yeah. But Kareem balled that entire series.
Yeah, he was.
But that's the single game. I'm going to give it to Magic Johnson, 1980, Game 6.
Cool, yeah, and that's pretty much what I think. But my number 5, I have Michael Jordan, Game 6, 1998 Finals versus the Jazz. 45 points. 45 points. I mean, you know, those 2 series against the Jazz, Michael Jordan pretty much balled. He showed his dominance his last 2 years of greatness, last 2 years winning the championship. But, yeah, he balled that year.
He did it.
Yeah, I mean, he did his thing. He just that was the push-off. This is when he pushed.
When he pushed Byron Russell.
Yeah, but for the game winner, pushed him, blatant push. But it's Michael Jordan, so you can push.
He got away with the push, man. I mean,
so you can push.
It was
people.
clear.
Number 4, I have Rockets versus Magic's 1995. The Dream. The Dream Shake. Hakeem Olajuwon, 35 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. Game 4. They swept them dudes. This is Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, but Shaq had to learn. And Olajuwon had to be the one to teach him.
But you know, Elijah doesn't get a lot of props. When people start talking about the greats, I rarely hear Olajuwon.
Yeah, he schooled Shaq. The Dream Shake. I mean, he was unstoppable. He did it. He put it on it. He put it on him.
He was cold.
Yeah, he was nice. So my number 3, Big Game James Worthy.
Thought about that one.
Game 7, 1988 Finals versus the Pistons. 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists.
Man.
And he was probably out kicking it all night the night
Why you
before.
say that?
Come on, man, James. You know James's reputation. James was a partier. I mean, it was pretty clear when he got busted with those hookers. I mean, come on.
That was just a one-time thing.
Yeah. So Big Game James. I mean, he partied, but he still came to show up, and he did it he had that nice little spin. This was Isaiah's Pistons that they didn't win that series because Big Game James was on them.
Big Game James.
And they, he put him on. They couldn't stop him. He's another player. I mean, that Lakers team. They had Kareem, they had Magic, but they had James Worthy. He was considered the other big 3, the other big star of that.
It was a tough team.
Of that team, and he won the MVP that year.
I remember.
So my number 2, 1997 Bulls versus Jazz. Michael Jordan plays with the flu, 38 points. I mean, like I said, he said it was later discovered that it was food poison, so I'm sure he had some type of diarrhea.
Man.
So you just think about going out there playing with diarrhea.
That's tough.
That's tough, man. That's tough. Most people wouldn't have done it, but he did it.
He could have easily jumped and squirted something out. But
But that's Michael Jordan. Not only can he control the court, he can control his bowels.
He's able to shift organs while he's in flight.
While he's in flight, man. So that was an incredible game. Michael Jordan. You could have put him on here several times, actually.
Yeah, you could put LeBron James on there, too.
Yeah, LeBron, I mean, Kobe. They had some good games. Number 1, of course, Lakers, Sixers, Magic Johnson, 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, game 6. Like you said, Kareem, the MVP, the best player in the league at that time, period. There was no question.
Absolutely.
But he was hurt. So Magic had to come up, play center, played everything. I mean, he dominated against a very, very good 76ers team. They didn't have what's his name yet to win it, Moses Malone yet. But they still had Dr. J, one of the greats. But Magic Johnson was able to prevail.
Have you seen Winning Time yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I need to check it out. Did they show that series?
Yeah. I mean, that's how. Yeah, season 1. Yeah, it ends with them going to the finals. But yeah, it talked about Kareem winning that the sports writers voted unanimously that the Kareem would win the MVP, but because he was hurt and wasn't there.
So did he get the trophy or what? How
No, Magic Johnson got it.
Okay, so I wonder if you look up his stats, does it still say he was the sports writers MVP?
I don't know.
AP sports writers MVP.
I don't know. Norm Nixon's son plays Norm Nixon in the movie.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Norm Nixon and Debbie Allen, or is it Norm Nixon by or not someone else?
It's Norm Nixon. They haven't shown Debbie Allen yet. But season 1 is over. But yeah, his son, Norm Nixon's son, and looks just like him, plays Norm Nixon. So I know people are complaining, saying, people who are in it, that it's not real. They got some folk who were on there.
They got some
who were in those teams. I mean, Norm Nixon's son was in it.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Yeah, but I'm sure he talked to his father about it.
He's heard some stories.
Yeah, I mean, he had to play his father.
I'm sure he knows some of the players that played growing up.
No question.
Yeah. It's probably exaggerated, but it's probably
absolutely.
A lot of the stuff that's
based in reality
about is probably true. Some of the stuff they just probably don't want you to know about. The Lakers,
who would
complain, Jerry West and all those people, they just don't want you to know about it. But I mean, there's probably 50-50. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that's what we have. Best finals performance in a single game. Let us know what you think. I know there are a bunch of other out there. Some of the younger folk might, of course, put LeBron James. He had a bunch of good performances. Steph Curry.
Kyrie Irving.
Kevin Durant.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade he almost made my list. So there's some other ones out there. Let us know what you think.
Let us know.
Let us know what you think. Okay. So we thought we'd do the top 5 superhero movies, and you go first. So why don't you tell why you don't like superhero movies?
Okay. So the reason I'm not into superhero movies anymore is because a lot of times they make them too comical. Like people are dying and the superhero is telling jokes with his arch enemy. I mean, they're just joking with each other. Say something smart, clever. Iron Man, he's real good at that, just telling jokes. Spider-Man never wears his mask anymore. It just seems like because of special effects, they can get away from the story. The stories aren't as good. It's just special effects heavy, and it's just too comical. And you'll see from my list, you'll see that I don't go for the comical superhero movies. But yeah, they're just, I guess they're made for kids, it seems like nowadays. I mean, they always were, but I mean,
they're supposed to be. They're geared toward adults too.
Yeah,
here's the problem that I have with a lot of superhero movies. I mean, I get the comical part. I mean, unless it's just way out there, and the Thor movies have been way comical. I mean, it's a whole thing, but I don't like the inconsistencies. For example, I'll give you one example. So if you remember Captain America: Civil War, I don't know if you saw that one.
I saw the first one of those.
First Captain America?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he first became
Yeah. Okay. So Captain America: Civil War. So you had somebody, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow character. She's not an enhanced superhuman, but she's fighting the Winter Soldier, who is. Mm-hmm. And just because she knows Kung Fu or whatever it is she's supposed to know, she's hanging with him.
She can't hang with the
Okay.
super villain.
Okay. I mean, she's doing this and he's blocking her punches. I'm like, he's enhanced superhuman. I mean, why is he blocking her? Just pick her up and throw her out of a window. That's the stuff I don't like, when they're inconsistent with people's powers. I mean, superhuman against a regular human that knows Muay Thai,
that knows
karate and jiu-jitsu, still can't hang with this person who can jump out of a 10-story building and not be hurt. So that's the issue I have with a lot of superheroes. So, all right, give your top 5.
So my top 5, like I said, I'm not really into superhero movies. So my number 5, I had to go way back to Superman 2. Christopher Reeve. Superman had 3 arch enemies. They were from the same
General
planet.
Zod.
Yeah, and so they had the equal power as Superman. So he had to battle these 3 villains. You know, we were little kids when we saw that, but I thought it was pretty cool. They gave Superman some competition instead of, I think on the first one he was just fighting regular people.
Lex Luthor. But I mean, that's his nemesis in the comic book. Yeah, I get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I get it.
Number 4, I'm gonna put Logan.
I knew you were gonna put that one.
You see the superhero movies where they're not telling jokes. He ain't telling no jokes in this. You know, he has a purpose and he goes with that purpose. He's an anti-superhero, superhero because he doesn't really want to be one. So I mean, I like that. It's a good story, and that's what's good with the Wolverine show. Separate, because I really do not like X-Men. I mean, I saw one of those and that was just awful. But yeah, I decided to check out the Wolverine Logan. Just a good story, just a good movie. Number 3, I have The Dark Knight. Another one. No jokes. Ain't no jokes. He Dark Knight is just, he's a reluctant superhero. Doesn't really want to be a superhero. When the villain is there, he's trying to hurt that villain. He's not telling jokes to the villain, and they're not going back and forth with some little comedy sketch. So, So The Dark Knight, another good one, Christian Bale. I know there's a new Batman movie. I don't know.
That was good. That was good. It's different than jokes? No. It's the Batman movies are kind of dark, but this one, the new one that's out right now, it's different from. It's good. I like it.
Commissioner Gordon is black.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright. Yeah. So I was just talking to my barber, Cat Daddy, about that. He was telling me it was good. So number 2, I got to go back to The Wolverine. That was the first Wolverine movie. So I mean, as you can see, I like the Wolverine superhero.
Was it the first one? X-Men Origin Wolverine. I thought was the first Wolverine movie. So there's X-Men Origin Wolverine, which is really about Wolverine. That shows him as a little kid.
Okay.
Growing up.
Not that one.
Okay. So yeah, it's not the first one. That's Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it tells his story and kind of his solo thing. I mean, and the story is good. That's what makes these movies. Dark Knight.
That's the one that when he went to Japan, right?
Yeah, no, the Wolverine was the one with his brother.
That's X-Men Origin.
Oh, that's the X-Men.
That's called X-Men Origin. Yeah, Wolverine, where it is his brother, that Saber. In the comic books, they're not brothers. They grew up together. They're friends. But yeah, you're talking about Liv Schreiber. Huh?
No, his brother wasn't named Liv Schreiber.
That's his real. That's the actor's name. Who played his brother?
That's his name? I don't think that's his name.
I guarantee it's his name. So okay, I'm gonna look it up. The Wolverine. It's actually X-Men Origin. Wolverine. Because this is it's Liv Schreiber.
And so what was the second one with the little girl?
With the little that was called Logan. The last one was Logan. And so the other one where he went to Japan was called Wolverine.
Oh, where he fought that
That guy wanted his powers.
Yeah, that one was a good one too.
All the Wolverines have been good.
So all the Wolverines were good. So I got them mixed up, but I'm gonna have to put the X-Men Origin that was with his brother. I'll put that number 2.
Okay.
Number 1, of course, is Black Panther. I mean, why is it number 1? A black superhero.
Yeah, but Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger was a great villain.
I thought he should have got an Oscar. Even that white guy was the villain too.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good too. And of course, all the African themes, the clothes, and all that was good. So. Yeah, Black Panther, for me, the Wolverine movies and the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Those are the best superhero movies. The rest of them, I'm sure you're going to tell me a bunch of them with telling jokes and taking off their mask. And
yeah. So, so number 5, I have the first Avengers movie, simply because it shows them coming together. I didn't like a lot of the other Avenger movies. Well, I mean, they were okay. But the second one, I definitely didn't like that one. Then number 4, I have Wolverine. That's the one where he goes to Japan.
That's a good one. All of
the guy tries to take his powers.
Yeah.
So that was a good one. Number 3, I have X-Men Origin, Wolverine. That's the one with Liv Schreiber as his brother. And this is where we see him as a kid, where he gets, when he first discovers that he's a mutant. And so that's why they call it X-Men Origin, because he was around in the 1800s. Because, he's able to heal. So he's been around, been in wars. Number 2, I have Infinity Wars, Avengers Infinity Wars. I like that much better. I had to watch the end game just because I wanted to see what happened. I really didn't like that as much as the other Avengers, the first Avengers and Infinity Wars. Didn't like Avengers, the Ultron movie at all.
I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
You saw Infinity Wars though.
Which one? I don't know.
That was the first part of the end one when they first.
The only one what I saw with all of them, I think all of them died.
Okay, so that was Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
So you didn't see Endgame?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I watched it just because I kept up with all of them, but it was Infinity Wars was better. Then of course,
did they come back? I'm guessing they came back.
Yeah,
because they all disappeared or something.
Yeah, not all of them. So some of them went back in time. You remember in Infinity War, Doctor Strange gave the stone away because he said he looked into the future and there was only one way that they came out, and of course it meant Tony Stark had to stay alive. So Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man, was alive. They developed a way.
He and Ghostface Killer.
He and Ant-Man and
Ant-Man.
Yeah, I know Ant-Man movies work now. Ant-Man and Wasp. So I take it you didn't see any of those.
Ant-Man and Wasp Man.
No, Wasp is a woman. Wasp girl,
woman.
Wasp woman. Wasp.
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't even heard of that one. I heard of Ant-Man.
Yeah. So the first one was Ant-Man. Then the second one was the Ant and the Wasp, something like that. And then of course Bruce Banner. So they figured a way to go into the future and change things. But of course, number 1 is the most important superhero movie of all time. It was a cultural phenomenon. And that's Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan, that's Killmonger, killed it. I mean, he's in the museum explaining to the lady, the curator, what this exhibit is. Then he's like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm going to take it off your hands in a minute. I mean, he played that role.
Yep, he did.
Then, of course, Chadwick Boseman. I don't know. I've heard all kind of rumors what they're going to do in the next Black Panther.
We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, Chadwick Boseman did his thing. And Black Panther, number 1.
Number 1.
Easily. So let us know. I know a lot of you are into the superhero movies. Probably a bunch of them that we didn't name.
Yeah, maybe probably going to critique our super, especially me.
Yeah, since you don't like them. Another one that, I really liked was The Man of Steel. Superman. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not into those new Superman movies. I couldn't get
but
I like the Superman 3 with Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor? I didn't like that one.
I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, but Richard Pryor was in it. So.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But Man of Steel is different than it's just not, some superhero. I mean, it's a different sort of.
Is it the same person that played in that Batman Superman movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like that movie. Batman versus Superman?
Batman versus, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That was stupid. Wow. Superman was a jerk in that movie. He couldn't let it go. I'm like, man, just let it go, dude. Like, I mean, yeah, I didn't like that movie.
He couldn't let it go.
Yeah, I mean, he kept going after Batman. I'm like, just chill, dude.
Yeah, I guess he, along with the superpowers, he has super anger and super revenge on his mind. But so did you see the Justice League movie?
No, is it any good?
It's not
Justice League, like when we were kids.
You haven't seen that Wonder Woman,
Green Lantern, and all them.
Man, come on. Yeah. And that's Aquaman, Batman, Flash.
What about
Superman? Robin? No Robin. I said Aquaman, and then Cyborg.
Cyborg? Wasn't no Cyborg in the cartoon?
Yeah, but he was in the DC.
What about the Wonder Twins?
No, maybe in the next Justice League, but they didn't have Green. I mean, they showed a Green Lantern in an ancient battle, but he wasn't a part of this Justice League. So yeah, you might check it out. There's I think you might like it a little better than the jokes that you see in Marvel. Let us know what you think. I know there are a bunch of superhero movies out there that we probably missed. Maybe you're saying Captain Marvel. Maybe you like more of the Iron Man movies, Spider-Man movies. Wasn't really. You see the new Spider? I know you didn't see the new Spider-Man movie.
Nope. I saw the trailer and he doesn't have his mask on. He never wears his mask anymore.
Yeah, because he wants that recognition. He needs to put it on social media.
Yeah, I know
who he is.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. Every Tuesday we drop a new episode. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. So we thought in recognition of those being inducted, some of the greatest inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame, we would do the best boxing matches so far in 2022. The best boxing matches so far in 2022. It's my turn.
All right.
So number one, I always do that. Number five on my list is Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte. Tyson Fury, the recognized best heavyweight in the world,
man,
the Gypsy King.
You look at him, he won't look like it.
But he's fun to watch. He's doesn't look like a heavyweight champion. He's not real athletic, and he doesn't have a lot of power, but he knows how to fight.
Yeah, he just knows how to fight.
He knows how to fight. So he and Dillian Whyte fought. Of course, Tyson Fury won 6-round KO. Tyson Fury. I don't know if he's going to fight Deontay Wilder next.
No, Deontay Wilder. You mean Joshua?
But Joshua lost his last fight, didn't he?
Well, he was talking about fighting Francis Ngannou.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a money fight. That's a money fight. But yeah, so Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, number 5. Number 4 was Gervonta Tank Davis against Rolando Romero. This was for the WBA lightweight champ.
Tank Davis is a beast.
Yeah. Tank got him in the 6th round. I think it was the 6th. But here's the thing. I had Rolando Romero winning the fight. He wasn't beating him up. Yeah, he wasn't beating Gervonta up by no means. But he was, in my book, he was winning the fight. But Gervonta has power, and then Rolando just jumped in.
Yeah, he was a bad
jumped
move.
In.
Yeah.
So even Tank Davis noticed it. Gervonta even said he jumped in like Pacquiao did with Juan Manuel Marquez. Yep. And
Juan Manuel Marquez, he was inducted too.
Okay, and he deserved. Juan Manuel Marquez was one of the great fighters. So Gervonta Davis, Rolando Romero is my number 4. Number 3. The one that many people had as the pound-for-pound best boxer today, Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. He moved up in weight to take on Dmitry Bivol for the WBA light heavyweight championship. And Bivol won.
Yeah.
He won.
Bivol became a star that night.
Yeah, because although he was the champ, nobody knew him.
Most people,
casual boxing fans.
Casual boxing fans did not know who he was until after that night. He put on a clinic.
He was good. I mean, he didn't beat. I don't think. I was talking to my son. He thought that Canelo got beat down. I don't think he got beat down. He lost the fight, but he didn't get beat down.
He didn't get beat down.
But Bivol was just too long and too big because the punches that others would have been running from, Bivol wasn't. I mean, it didn't affect him.
Yeah, Canelo ain't no Roy Jones.
Yeah, but he's a lot shorter. I mean, you think about his frame, he really doesn't belong in light heavyweight.
No, he doesn't.
At 5'9".
No way he can be successful.
So number 2 was a great fight. Errol Spence Jr. versus
Spence.
yeah, Errol. A lot of people call him Earl, but his name
Earl Spence.
Errol Spence Jr. against Yordenis Ugis. And it was a good fight.
Man.
Spence stopped him in the 10th round.
Spence got caught.
He
was slipping.
no.
He was slipping for some reason when he got caught like that.
Yeah. Ugis was tough.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. The ref actually stopped it because of Ugis's right eye. But Spence was killing him with those body shots. Spence was killing him.
Master.
And, of course, the biggest fight that boxing could possibly have right now is Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence.
Yes.
We can't wait for that. That's like – that's it.
Might not happen. He's talking about fighting one of the Charlo brothers, Terrence Crawford, if Errol doesn't sign it.
Yeah. I mean, that would be – that's another big fight if he fights one of the Charlos. But speaking of the Charlos, my number one fight so far this year is Jermell Charlo against Brian Castano. And the reason why this was a big fight, this was their second one. The first one was a draw. Yeah. And it was a big fight because this person, the winner of the fight, would be crowned the first ever undisputed 154-pound champ. So in boxing, for those who don't know, there are 4 major belts. There used to only be one back in the day. If you were, I think, what was the IBF was the first?
Was it? I thought it was the WBC.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're WBC. But now there are 4 major belts. So you can be in one division and there can be 4 champions, 4 recognized champions.
4 lightweight champions, 4 heavyweight champions.
All this. Which is, this is off subject, but I remember Shannon Sharp and Floyd were having a debate, and Floyd was explaining why he thought he was the greatest fighter of all time. And he said, because I beat more world champions. And I wanted Shannon Sharp to say, he never said it, but I wanted Shannon Sharp to say that's because there are more champions today. Yeah. There are more belts. So that argument, Floyd, isn't really good. Not only are there more belts, there are more weight classes. Yeah. So that's not a good argument. I mean, you can make the argument, Floyd, that you're the greatest, but that one, I'm not buying that one. So there's the IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO. And Jermell Charlo, it was a tough fight. Castano kept coming forward, but Jermell Charlo stopped him in the 10th to become the first ever undisputed champion at 154 pounds. That's my list.
Okay, well, my list has everything that you had on there, just different orders. So number 5, I have Canelo and Bivol. You know, obviously we told why that was a big fight. Canelo was the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, moved up a weight class to a great fighter, but kind of unknown to the masses. And he went to school. Bivol was too big. I mean, Bivol was a good boxer. He outboxed him, but he was too big.
Yeah.
He was just too big for him. So that's number 5. Number 4, Tyson Fury, Dylan White. So that was a good fight. Tyson ended up knocking him out. Was it the 6th?
Sixth
round, yeah. Like we said, Tyson, he's a gypsy. And if you know anything about gypsies were bare knuckle fighters. And I believe his father.
Yeah, his father was a fighter.
So he comes from a family of fighters, and he can fight. So he dominated this fight and ended it with an exclamation point. Number 3, Tank Davis and Romero. Another good fight. Romero was coming on. I mean, I think he just got a little bit too anxious.
Got too happy.
He was winning the fight.
And he wants an immediate rematch.
Yeah, and I can understand why Tank doesn't want it. I mean, you got knocked out. So, but I mean, I understand why Romero does because he was winning.
Right.
But you got knocked out. You got to be a smart boxer. That's what we were talking about. Bernard Hopkins got to be smart in there. Number 2, Errol Spence versus Ugas. How you pronounce it?
I think Ugas. I've heard both. Ugas.
Yeah, Ugas caught him. Errol Spence was he's one of the top pound for pound fighters, and he got caught in one of those rounds. He was looking away and he got popped. Man, it was a strange deal.
Yeah, I forgot what happened when he did that.
Something that he thought that it was a stop, but he got caught, and luckily the round was almost over. But he got caught. But he came back. You know, he's a great fighter, great mind.
Tough.
Willpower.
Came back after a terrible car accident.
That's why I say he has that tough mind. But yeah, that was a good fight. He came back, knocked him out, and won. Number 1, same as you, Charlo and Castillo. Castano. I'm sorry, Castaño.
Yeah, Castaño, really.
Castaño.
I was saying Castaño. I was saying it the American way.
Yeah, Castaño. So it was a good fight. It was for all the marbles. I mean, he made history that night.
Yeah, he did.
Jarmel, he has a brother named Jermel. They're twin brothers.
No, Jarmel. Jermel is the one who won it.
Jermel and Jarmel. I don't know why their parents named them that.
I know it's too close.
It's too much.
It's
too much
close.
alike. But
hey,
they're
both
champions.
good fighters.
They're both champions. And they're friends with Errol Spence.
And they're looking for book fights. They want big fights now.
Yeah, and there's a possibility that he might fight Terrence Crawford next, which would be a great fight, a big fight. Terrence Crawford would have to move. Well, he said he would move down in weight to fight him. But so hopefully the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford will fight. But that's my top 5.
Got to be leery of dropping down in weight, man.
Yeah, I would too.
You got to be leery about dropping down. A lot of people. I mean, yeah.
I remember when Chad Dawson did it against Andre Ward.
Yes, and I was like, I mean, I knew Andre Ward was good, but yeah, he just looked bad.
Him out.
I mean, Chad Dawson looked bad at that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're already cutting for the weight you're at, and then you're going to cut even more. If you all don't know, boxers, MMA fighters, if they fight at 155, that means they're cutting about 20 pounds.
They probably walk around at 175.
Yeah.
If they fight at 155, they probably walk around at 175.
Probably. I know. I mean, yeah, one of my coaches, he fights at 155. He walks around at 175.
Yeah, so they do that to gain an advantage, but it doesn't give them much an advantage if everybody does it.
Yeah. Except though, but there are some who are even bigger. They might walk around at 185.
Yeah. There's more people that some walk around at 190.
And so when they get back into the ring after they rehydrate,
they're a lot bigger.
But it's also dangerous doing that, cutting too much weight. But that's the list. There's some other great fights that we're hoping going to happen in the future. We're going to also, as two big combat sports fans, we're going to do some lists. Greatest MMA matches this year, greatest fighters, all of that. But we're going to move on. So we always do a top 5 list. So since we have an actor here with us, we thought, and we can go in many directions with this, we thought we'd name your top 5 favorite comedic actors. So we didn't do it of all time. You can do it of all time. You can do it of now. But top 5 comedic actors. So I went first last time.
So this was a tough one because people aren't consistent with the comedic acting. So this is actually pretty tough. So I had to go number 5. I'm going to go with Adam Sandler. Just because he started out real strong with his movies. Then he kind of fell off. And now he's into the dramatic stuff. But
several of them done that.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, he paved the way for that.
Yeah. But Adam Sandler started off real tough. Happy Gilmore, The Water Boy, Mr. Deeds. I mean, he had a few of them that
I didn't like any of those.
You didn't like any of those movies?
There's some funny parts. Yeah. Go ahead. It's your list. Adam Sandler. Okay, go ahead.
Adam Sandler
go
is
ahead.
funny. So number 4, I'm gonna go with Jim Carrey. He started out real strong, and then he became a dramatic actor. Ace Ventura. Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Me, Myself, and I. Irene. He started out real strong. Now he's a strong comedic actor. A dramatic actor. So Jim Carrey's going to go number 4. Number 3, I'm going to have to go with Will Ferrell. He came with it. He came out the gate strong. Elf is still a classic.
Santa, I know him.
Old school. Ricky Bobby, Anchorman is one of the greatest. So
Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers.
That's one of my favorites.
So he's up there. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with Richard Pryor. The Toy, Bustin' Loose. Anytime he stepped in, and even in Car Wash for that brief time. But yeah,
Wiz, hear no evil, see no evil.
Yeah, he came with it.
Stir crazy. Yeah, you
he
can go on and
came
on.
with it. Stir crazy. Yeah, him and Gene Wilder. They were good together. He was supposed to be in Blazing Saddles, but they didn't think that he was famous enough at that time. Which I guess he wasn't, but and it turned out okay. So it's all good. Number 1, I think it's obvious to me. There's not even anybody even close. Nobody's even close as far as comedic actors. Eddie Murphy. He started out real strong. He fell off with the comedic acting, but he's back. 48 Hours, Trading Places, Coming to America,
Harlem Nights,
Boomerang. He's the king. Nutty Professor is where he really got to show his talent. But that's my top 5. Funny list. I know there's some that I left off, so maybe I'll pick that up. And these are just comedic actors. We got to realize. One comedic actor that I'm going to put on, wasn't on there, but I'll name is Jason Bateman.
I like Jason. Yeah.
Jason Bateman's one of my favorite actors. Funny movies. And he's always good.
Because it's the way he delivers. It's just calm. It's not like he's telling a joke. It's just he delivers it calm.
Yeah, he's good.
Like in Horrible Bosses. I thought, okay. What's your list? Or you want him to go last?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I'll go next. So on my list, it's a little different. Number 5, I have Melissa McCarthy. To me, she cracks me up. Heat that she was in with Sandra Bullock. Identity Theft that she was in with Jason Bateman. And just Spy.
What was that? The movie?
Spy movie that she was in. But
no, the funniest movie that she was in with the girlfriends with my
Bridesmaid. Yeah. No, she kills it. So Melissa McCarthy's on my list. Number 4, I have Ben Stiller. His movie good. Zoolander, Dodgeball, A True Underground Story, Something About Mary. He's the Parents. Meet the Parents. So he's made some good movies. His father was hilarious in King of Queens. His father was hilarious in King of Queens.
And his mother.
Just talented family. So number 3, I have.
It goes to show the nepotism, though.
Yeah. But number 3, I have Will Ferrell for all the reasons you named. I thought he was real good in the movie he did with Kevin Hart. What was it? Where he's going to be locked up.
Isn't it Locked Up?
Is that the name of it, Locked Up?
I haven't seen that movie. Is it worth?
It's called Get Hard.
Get Hard.
Is it worth watching? That seems
he's
like
funny.
It's silly.
Will Ferrell, I know it is, but Will Ferrell is funny.
Okay,
he's funny.
I might have to check it out then.
He's gonna deliver. Even some of the movies where he had a small role, where he was in Intern with Vince Vaughn. He had a small role in that. He was sold beds. He was hilarious in that. The Campaign that he was in.
Yeah, that was good.
So Will Ferrell. Number 2, of course, I'm gonna go with Richard Pryor. Some of the same reasons. The Toy still cracks me up.
Which Way Is Up? Where he played all those characters.
Yeah.
Bustin' Loose.
Sin is good. Yeah, when he played the preacher. Yeah, he kills it. Then of course, number 1, Eddie Murphy for all the reasons you named.
Not even close to me.
He is the king. Yeah, there's a bunch of others like you named Jason Bateman. I like Jason Bateman. Another one that he hasn't had a whole lot, but the roles he had, he kills. Craig Robinson.
Yeah, he's funny.
Funny. Have you seen that part? He has one of the funniest lines in movie history in 40 Something. Where they were trying to get in the club.
Yeah. That was funny. I didn't even like that movie. I didn't even like that movie. But that
part, I almost passed out laughing.
I did too. That was
he
funny.
killed it too.
Chris Tucker and Mike Epps are good too.
Yeah. That's my list. What's your list?
I didn't know we could do women. Usually the Golden Globes, they separate them.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
I would have to give Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon is I think one of the funniest people.
Yes.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I just have to say it because they're I thought so. But I'll get to the ladies on Alana from Broad City. one of the funniest people.
And what's her name? Minnie Riperton's
Maya
daughter.
Rudolph.
Yeah, yeah.
So that I had to do a quick one, but my list we have a lot of the same people. Will Ferrell. I didn't do them in order, and then I had Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve was good.
You know, he's been doing it for so long, the longevity. Now he's got another hit comedy, Only Murders in the Building. I also had Jim Carrey, and then of course I had Eddie Murphy, and then I had one that I had to pay homage to Dillard University alumni Garrett Morris.
Oh yeah.
Look at Garrett Morris's career.
But those are more. He does more television.
This is supposed to be only for movies.
Well, yeah, we said comedic actors, yeah.
So
I can't think of anybody who's been on a hit television sitcom
on 5 straight decades. 5 straight decades.
Name the shows he's been on.
Saturday
Night Live, the Jamie Foxx Show,
right? Martin,
Two Broke Girls.
I never watched that, so he was on there. Was he good?
He's a main character on there.
Yeah, he's a main
On Two Broke Girls.
Two Broke Girls.
They work for him.
No, he works in the place that they work.
Okay.
The diner where they work.
Okay.
And I only watch it because I don't have cable, and so that's one of the channels that I just 38 was one of the channels that I tune into. But yeah, and I don't know what he did in the 80s. He did. That's the time I can't remember. I know he was in some stuff, but I don't know if he was in a television show in the 80s because Martin was the 90s, Jamie Foxx was 2000, and Two Broke Girls was 2010.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx show was a little bit before that, but he had to give him to him. His career, not just he was on hit sitcoms.
Yeah.
And then I did an honorable mention, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's good.
What about Bob?
Chris Farley, who we lost to.
Yeah. If he had stuck around, he'd probably be on.
He would be on our top 5.
Yeah.
He'd be on my top 5.
Yeah, he'd be on mine too.
Tommy,
because he only made 2 movies.
Yeah,
Tommy and they were funny.
Sheep. I mean,
yeah.
If he
Black Sheep was good.
And then I had
kill Whitey.
We lost him way too soon. Chris Farley, I just had to mention him because if we hadn't lost him, there's no way he wouldn't have cracked the list. Charlie Chaplin, which is somebody you just have to pay homage to, talking about, creating your own stuff.
When I took a silent film class at UMKC. So, I mean, I've seen Charlie Chaplin. I know, yeah, he was good. I mean, and another actor that Lincoln Perry that people put down, Step and Fetch It, the guy that plays Step. If you go watch his movies, I guarantee you are going to crack up. There's a short movie called The Laziest Man in the World, I promise you are going to crack up watching this. He is a genius comedic actor.
You know who else is? Oh, are you got? Go ahead.
The last one I had was Ben Stiller. Somebody else said.
Yeah.
I just when I was looking at Ben Stiller and Steve Martin, I was like, if Ben Stiller does it as long as Steve Martin, then I would bump him up.
You know, a comedic actor that doesn't get a lot of props is David Alan Grier. To me, I mean, every role he plays, when he played the preacher on Martin, he killed it. When he played in Boomerang, I mean, just his roles in Boomerang.
Martial artist.
Yeah.
He's a martial artist.
He's a martial artist?
Yeah, he's can't remember the discipline. I want to say kung fu, but I'm not sure. If you go watch Blank Man.
Yeah, Blank Man.
Go watch those moves that he does. You can tell that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He won a Tony Award too. Just won a Tony Award for a soldier's play. So yeah, I mean he's the real deal. Just saw him on he had a part on a Black Lady sketch show.
Yeah.
You watched that.
I've seen 2 seasons of that. Yeah. So that's the list. Let us know what you think. I'm sure there's some folk we left off the list.
People,
Jason Sudeikis is also somebody I like. What's his name? Seth Rogen is another favorite one. The list goes on and on. So let us know what you think in the comments. Check us out every Tuesday. We drop a new episode. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. Most places you get your podcast every single week. Thanks for joining.
We'll see you next week. Peace.
I'm going.